yesterday we have been.
Yeah, is that all right if I record? Go ahead and.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, please. Yeah. Yesterday we have been discussing about the TG project. As much as this is the rain season and we have paused a bit the latrine construction and then also the drilling of the borehole. Of course, the challenge of borehole has been most of the landscape of TG is mainly rocky, so that has been a little bit challenging. So we thought the project of TG should continue on since we have the drugs available and RDTs, that is testing kits, available. So I've just communicated with the LS1 chairperson to schedule for us that day so that I can join the Rotarians, some of the Rotarians, and we can deliver the medicines and the RDTs in TG and have a one-day test and treat, after which we can come back and then leave the drugs with the VHTs to continue treat and test the communities within the TG. So I'm just right now waiting the feedback. Maybe by the end of this meeting, I will get the feedback from LS1 chairperson through phone call. Then I will also update and see when we should go, since the drugs are available. So that is all what I can report about TG project. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Innocent. And we had also assignment that was a requirement for the global funding. There were some requirements on WASH program that was dealing with the Office of Water Office in Yumbe district. Yesterday, I happened to visit the office. We had a discussion with Mr. Bernard, who is the water officer. One thing which was needed was about the MOUs to be signed by between the landlord and the community and also district to give land to drill this water so that when the water is drilled, it's no longer property of the landlord, it has to be property of the government. And then he said, yes. What he did is he availed me a copy of the MOUs, the form that is to be signed. He said it has to be 10 by 10 meters squared. Reason is that the land has to be spacious so that the community don't interfere with the landlord, maybe garden and so on. That is the explanation. And the landlord has to sign, and then the person who is doing the assessment also has to sign. And then finally, it will be signed by the chief administrative officer. And he also showed for me copies that were in his file and said, we are free. He has given us a go ahead to go to those communities which we have assessed, and then we have to fill those forms. Finally, we bring these forms to be signed by the chief administrative officer. And secondly, about the volunteer traveling, he said, all these projects which are done in Yumbe, it's benefiting Yumbe, it is supporting the local government in the district. So they have no objective to refuse. They will be able to write this letter, but it will be good if this letter is written by us in the way that we want, and the terms that we want to use, we have to put them there, and then we simply email to him the soft copy, then he goes and edits it, and then finally he will recommend. Then he said, there's no problem, we are in partnership with them. That is what he said. For the qualification of Rotary Club of Yumbe with the URSB, we are on the process. We have reached to the level of signatures. We have already captured the signatures of the members we have sent. Only that there were some 2 members who had no signatures on their IDs, and then we are required to pay 10,000 extra money to, is it that what, to get a letter from the state Anthony, so that they will be explained. They said translation, translation of what is actually happening, so that they understand it, and then they will sign. That is, we have also done that, and there was extra charge, which is a general increment by 70,000, which we have already paid. So we are still waiting the next step. That is how far we have reached. Any update? Yeah. Thank you so much. These are a few words that have come from me, and then any reaction is welcome, and addition is welcome. Thank you. Yes, Auntie Gloria.
Thank you so much, President. I'm happy to see you back in your chair. Those border accidents are now on the rise in the country, so we are happy that you are back and on your feet. I want to thank the members of Rotary Club of Yumbe, those who went to Pakayu, Wolo, and Iba. That's a project. The textbooks projects, I started it in 2013 with my friends in California, in Santa Barbara in California. So, so far we have reached out to 61 primary schools. So yesterday, what you did, you took 89 textbooks to Pakayu, worth 1,809,000 shillings. Then to Wolo Primary School, there were 78 textbooks in that box, worth 1,807,000 shillings. And Iba Parents Community Primary School, you took 92 textbooks in that box, worth 1,809,000 shillings. So what we do is we identify schools that are in very hard to reach location, and we ask the teachers to select the books, and they select those books using the curriculum of the government of Uganda. So those are textbooks for all the subjects that are being taught in the primary school curriculum, and they have teachers' guides and primary school. So it's very relevant, and that explains the joy you saw in those pictures, because oftentimes Ministry of Education will receive textbooks from any other foundation, donors. They dump the textbooks there, and sometimes the books are not even relevant to the syllabus taught in Ugandan schools. So that's why some of those books remain in the cupboards and no one touches them. But these particular textbooks, they were selected by those teachers. So you can be sure they are going to use them. And I hope when you go out to those schools, you can check and see how the books are being used. We hope that in 2-3 years, the performance of those children will improve. Because if you go to those schools, the teachers are using notes which they copied when they were in that teacher training college, maybe 15 years old notes. Some are not even relevant. So these books are going to be very useful, and keep an eye, and we have warned them not to sell. They should allow the children to use the books and study with it, and we hope that will improve their performance. So it was very good to see some of you in the photos in those 3 schools. Then about the small grant, I am happy to hear that the malaria project has ended. and that you are on the final report. That is very good. It will be good. I have a meeting actually this evening. Okay, yeah, Ugandan time, it will be evening. I have a meeting with Jenny Andrews of Malaria Partners International, and she'll be very happy to hear that this project is completed and you are in the final, you're in the stage of writing final report. So that will be very good. And also the incoming president of Malaria Partners International, Frank, is in Uganda right now as we speak. He is in, they went to have a tour of there's a big global grant which was given to Rotary Club of Muyenga, and they sponsored, the host sponsor club is Rotary Club of Soroti. So they are in Katakwi, looking at that impact with some Rotarians from Oklahoma. They are the ones who are the international partners. So we should also hear the impact of that project. But I know our small grant projects, which we are doing in Yumbe, is performing better than those big scale. I know we are doing better. Even the outgoing Malaria Partners International's board chair, Adriana Lanting, said, "How are those women in Yumbe? I wish I can come and see them."
Yes, it's welcome.
So I always, when you share such reports and photos, I shared with her, and she's so fired up. She just, I love those women. I love those women. That's what she told me on the phone. So you are doing a good job, and I want to thank you and appreciate all your effort you have put in the community activities.
Yes.
Then I'll be interested that you share a copy of the report with me, so that we can also, because I know they may ask questions, so it will be good also that I receive a copy of that final report.
Yeah.
Then on the global grant application process, there's still a lot to do, and there's a lot of, we need to have a lot of patience, because the paperwork, which is going to be collected from those 12 villages where the water sanitation project is going to be, it needs patience. The community need to understand, and it is true, the area that will be secured for the water source will be 10 meters by 10 meters. That is the standard procedure under the Directorate of Water Development. So everywhere in Uganda where there's a water source, the access, which should be the land which should be leased, subcontracted or subleased to the local government is 10 meters by 10 meters. So what the district water officer has told you is the correct information. And that template which he has given you is also a standard template, which is used all over Uganda for the water source, for filling the MOU for the water source. So it is correct. And I don't know how fast you are going to be to collect information from those 12 villages. But the sooner you move, the better, because it takes time, and you need to have a community meeting. When you go there, you need to have a community meeting and agree with them. They may think water will be at point B or point A, but when the people who come to dig the water will come, they may find water in another location, not necessarily where they expected water to be. So all that should be put in all that should be accommodated in the MOU, because they may tell you there's water in this point where we are, but the water may be found at a little distance from where they had sought. So all that should be incorporated. Otherwise, you can get unnecessary conflicts, and eventually someone will claim the water source later and say that was their land. So that's the purpose of having that MOU. And the community should be in that meeting, and everyone who comes to that meeting must sign an attendance sheet as evidence, so that in future when someone will come up and say, oh, you never consulted us, you will have that attendance sheet as evidence that these are the people who attended that meeting. So it's important to have the village elders, the LCs, LC 1 and 2, they should be in that meeting, the elders, women and children. should be there, because grandparents may go off and the grandchildren will come in future and say this was our grandfather's land and we were not aware that this water was was for the public. So it's important that you involve all the age groups in the village when you have that meeting, and they sign up an attendance sheet.
Yeah.
David to give, because it's better to hear from the mouth of the host. So there's some good news coming in from Thirst Relief and Connect Africa Ministries. Maybe I'll leave David to give that information. But I had given an introduction via email to introduce Dr. David Iga and Rukia and Christine Lenny. So I hope you saw those emails. It was an introduction so that Dr. Iga, David gets to speak to you. But I think, David, you are the right person to speak on this subject.
Okay, yeah, I'll switch to English then. Dr. Iga David is coming over from Magadi, and he's going to go up to Adiak and then come over to your location. He is an expert in all things related to development, just finished his PhD last year, so he's up to date and pretty knowledgeable. And he oversees all of our water projects that we do as a charity in 3 countries, except for the east coast of Kenya. He doesn't oversee that part, but he oversees the Western Kenyan projects, all of the Ugandan projects, and the Goma Congo projects that we do. Most of them are biosand filters, and I think he's going to be delivering biosand filters by truck, offering training, and then overseeing data collection from the installations into the 12 villages or wherever they've decided to install them. And I think he sent a calendar this morning. I got it just a few minutes before our meeting by email with specific dates proposed. And so I would encourage whoever's going to be involved with the receiving of the biosand filters and the, gathering the people together to coordinate in advance with Dr. Iga David, so that everyone is there who's going to need to be trained for the training. That will make the use of the biosand filters more effective and avoid the common errors that people make. I think there's going to be 60 filters coming. Correct me if that's wrong, but I think that's what it said in the document.
Yes,
and,
it's 60.
Yeah. So can you say 60 in French for me, Gloria? I'm just kidding. So it's a privilege to be part of the project with you and to put this, just a few filters. These are mainly for like an office or a home. These are not higher flow filters like the other ones that you're going to be getting. So 1 for every 10 people, basically. And we're happy to be helping you with these, and tell us what you think of them. And if you want to get more in the future, they do cost a little bit more, about 3 or 4 times what the Sawyer filters cost. So they're more expensive. And they have their niche and purpose in the field. That's it. Any questions or comment?
Donc, 60, n'est-ce pas? I said they're 60, right?
Yes.
If possible, I think it might be best to put the filters in one village so we can compare that village to the other surrounding villages. If they go to every village, then we will have nothing to compare between one village and the others. So just an idea, if that is okay with David.
Oh, I'm just here for the food, man. You're yeah, you shape it as you feel most prudent. What do our friends in Uganda think?
I think it will be good to locate these 60 filters in various locations, as Chris has suggested, so that we are able to make comparison of the effect the water filter has in the communities where the filter is located.
Yeah. All right.
So we'll leave it. I think we can leave it upon the Rotarians in Yumbe to decide where those filters are going to be located.
It will make Iga David's job easier too, I think.
Yes. So President Lenny, I will propose that you look at that itinerary, because Dr. Iga has suggested he will be there from mid of October. He's leaving the hub and traveling to Atiak on 14th of October. Then he will travel to Yumbe on Monday, 16th. He will be in Yumbe on Monday, 16th. He's traveling through, I think he meant Obongi. He has put Obunyi, but I think he meant he's passing via Obongi. Oh, Moyo, I don't know, Obongi, where there's a ferry, I think. So he's passing to come to Yumbe on 16th of October. That's a Monday. And then the training should be done according. I think you can do the training in a central location where you involve those Rotary Community Corps, those young boys, because it needs people. It needs people who have energy. So you can identify the people who are going to be trained in making these biosand filters and have them ready. So look at that itinerary and respond to Dr. David Iga as soon as possible, because 14th October is like 2 weeks away, 10 days away. Yeah.
Yes, and if I may add on, make sure that some responsible women are trained also, because young boys may forget, but women are always reliable.
Or even go away.
Right, that's right. So the people who are going to be using, I think that usually our training program is meant for the people who are going to be using the filters.
So it's not how to make the filters, it's how to maintain the filters. Is
right.
That right? Yes.
Because they're already made, they're finishing, they'll be done making the filters, and they'll be delivering the finished concrete assembly by truck. This is just one truckload of 60 filters. It's not a big shipment. So but if you guys like them and you want to do more, we can talk about that. And if you decide that the air filter is what you want to use, that's fine with us too. We just want to give you the two popular options. So.
And Helene has joined us, and she's driving through Missouri, which I think is a Swahili word, isn't it? What does Missouri mean?
Muzuri in Swahili means good.
Yeah, my friend says it is a Swahili word. Amazing.
Missouri.
Pardon us.
Yeah, I don't know. She's struggling. I think it's because she's in the car and just see it bumping. There you are.
Yes. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Nice to be here, and it's nice to see Lenny Christine. I hope she's feeling much, much better.
Yes, I'm better.
Show us your
very good.
bandage again.
Yeah.
Show us your bandage.
It's in Kenya.
Please go ahead with your meeting, Madam President.
The Missouri is in the US.
The Missouri is the US. Okay. I understand now. Yes, thank you people very much for this discussion. I think the 6 filters we are going to discuss as soon as before we leave this room. We shall sit and discuss to see how we are going to make it. And we're also going to sit, as Auntie Gloria said, the days are not very far, the days have already reached. So we have to sit immediately and identify the potential people who will be going under these trainings immediately so that we get the feedback and we plan for them. Actually, this is a very good idea. We are happy for that. We welcome the very idea. Dividing these filters in different community is also good. Like as Chris said, doing cohort, like people who are using the filters, this is bio sand filters, and people who are already using the soya filters, and people who have not yet received the filters. This is very good. We shall be doing cohort, and we shall be matching this result to see which one have really benefited best. It will give us a way forward for planning for the next generations and for the communities. That is a good idea. We are happy for that. Dr. Iga will be most welcomed. Actually, he is most welcomed. I'm sure when he takes Obongi route, because Obongi route is the shortest, and the road is a bit also fair compared to Moyo Road, which is very far and also with a lot of bumps. The road is not easy. Obongi actually was, before that, it was under Yumbe. So it's actually part of Yumbe, is very close. You will reach here very fast. Thank you so much for those discussions. Any more ideas that you want to share with us?
Just very briefly, I spoke with the head, well, I did not speak. The head of WASH in Rotary International, a lady named Erica Gwen, wrote me and said, there should be no problem to have malaria eradication in a WASH project. There should be no problem in putting these things together. But Rotary doesn't always, not all Rotarians think the way the top person in WASH thinks. So I've got to talk with her when I go back to the USA. I am just north of you now in the same time zone as you are. So I'm not talking with the head of WASH in Rotary these days, but soon I will talk with her and talk about what happens in WASH projects in my experience, and share with her some of the difficulties we have and the successes we have, so that she might consider them for Rotary International. Thank you.
And could I make a suggestion?
Go ahead.
Yes.
That we try to find some aspect of this program that might be suitable to write up for the Rotarian. Like sometimes they highlight certain projects that clubs do. If we could get another article about Yumbe and the Rotarian, that might also help to shift people's opinions.
Inshallah.
Yes.
Great idea. I wish I had thought of it.
Oh, we'll pretend you did, but I'd be happy to write it up if somebody can give me the data, give me the specifics.
If it is approved, we will have many specifics.
But just some aspect of what they're already doing, even without a grant, maybe that will open up people's minds to the idea that, oh, maybe you can mix mosquito or malaria and WASH programs together.
I wouldn't mind it if we could layer on top of that job creation.
Yes, yes.
I love
And
all
what
that
the
stuff.
what the ladies in Yumbe are doing in looking for opportunities to motivate young men to help them get on a better track. And they're approaching society's problems from all different angles. And that should be applauded. Okay,
That would
I'm
also
done.
that resonates with Eddie Kakembo too, doesn't it?
You are all doing excellent work. Awadifo.
Awadifo Ambogo. Awadifo Ambogo. Bringing these men, involving these men in this project is not a big challenge. It's actually a good plan. But sometimes the men, they are ambitious. They are expecting a lot of things. Sometimes we do this thing voluntarily, but they don't want to do the volunteer work. They want cash, and they want something which is huge per day. And sometimes these women, they are not demanding so much. Little is just enough for them and for their community. But the men expect a lot out of these projects, a lot of these activities. These are the challenges we have seen. But no problem, still we shall continue to create awareness to them, and those who want to join us, they are free, they are welcome.
Oh, if I may report, our friend Data Samuel went to Gulu and worked with the women that Joyce works with in Gulu and other people, the Rotarians from Kampala, the big Rotary Club, and wrote a report with recommendations about how they will try to learn from your experience and share that in Gulu and make a better program in Gulu and train the women that Joyce works with as well as young men in Gulu. Thank you.
That is very good. They are most welcome, and we are ever ready to support. We need to share, and we also need we need to share ideas, and we shall also learn from them how they are doing their farming, as they will also learn from us how we are doing our drillings and so on. Thank you.
Yes, may I ask, is there a plan for the women from Awe to visit Yumbe?
Okay, that is good. You can ask them, inquire from them how their plans are to visit the Yumbe women.
Can you tell us, Dr. Joyce?
I must say that the funding to pay for a bus or whatever transportation is needed has not turned up yet. We are an organization and say we, the organization called AgriLinks for Women Empowerment, which is the one we're talking about, is coming to the end of a 2-year Rotary project. And we have far more things that we want to do than can be done. Quite frankly, we're broke. And we don't have the money to come visit Yumbe. The desire is there, but not the money. My headphones are acting up and I cannot hear a thing. The sound is gone.
Joyce, I'll give you sign language, okay?
All right.
No one's talking.
No here.
Yes, Joyce.
Thank you.
Back to you, Madam President.
Yeah, so you see the women of AgriLink for Development from Gulu are most welcome to meet the women of Yumbe. We have different activities that the Yumbe Rotary Club is doing as women themselves. We shall take them through our project to see how our projects are running. And we shall also show for them other projects that we are doing, like the liquid soap making and the bar soap making. When they come around on that time, we shall also demonstrate for them. They will see how we are doing them. Yes.
Thank you.
So when do you think they are going to come to visit us?
When the farming work permits them.
When farming permits them. But at this moment, I know they are also too much engaged.
Yes.
And then that will be until when they collect their harvest. Maybe if it's possible, maybe they will visit us maybe in around the month of January and February. That will be next year. During dry season, maybe when they have already collected, harvested everything, maybe when they are resting.
May we ask for a brief, does Melissa have anything to add from the Topeka Rotary, which is helping us with our Rotary Club in Yumbe?
I have nothing to add specifically about Topeka Club. Becky is still very interested in being involved, so hopefully we'll have another representative. I want to say how much we missed President Lenny last week. I'm so happy to see you back. But I also, how astonishing you all are together. It was fun to see you all outside with all the beautiful colors last week. So it just was a nice, they're all great experiences to come to your meetings, but last week sitting outside was with all the joy in the people. Absolutely warms my heart to see the joy when you all come together. So awadifo ambogo.
Awadifo mini ambogo. Inshallah. Thank you so much, Melissa, for your prayers. I've healed, But though I'm still on the process of healing, but at least I'm able to come to the public, to meet with the friends, which I have seen it's very, very important. But slowly by slowly, I will be okay, inshallah. Thank you for every Rotarian for praying for me. Thank you so much. First regard to our friends in the Topeka Rotary Club.
Tell them
Thank you for
I
your
will-
support.
your greetings. They are giving reports very often and showing photos. So
Magic. That
And-
is good.
Madam President, if I may, thank you for that photo of all of the Rotarians and the new sign that you have in Yumbe. We have
Yes.
been trying for 6 years to get a sign in Coconut Grove. And all of the members of my club were very excited about your example and the sign that you got put up. So it's motivating us to get our sign put up sometime.
Appreciated. Thank you. Thank you.
But they need to get a 10-meter by 10-meter plot to put up the sign.
No, we just need a little spot in the median somewhere. It won't be that big. It won't be that big because we don't warrant it. We don't do half the stuff that the Yumbe Club does.
Yes.
You need some volunteers to slash under that signpost. The grass is soon coming to cover it.
I tell you. Yes, we can do that. I tell you.
So I did not see your sign on WhatsApp. It would be great to share your Rotary sign. Thank you. It's
Yeah.
good you shared with Elaine. Thank you.
Good. We are going to slash that immediately. Thank you, Victoria. You know, sometimes people go blind. It looks like part of duty, but yeah. Sometimes it's challenging. Good.
Chris, it's actually there on the, I'm going to resend it, but it's there on the WhatsApp group of Yumbe Rotary.
Excellent. Thank you. I don't think I saw it, but good.
Yes. Finally, the LC chairperson of TG has sent his report through Innocent, and he's saying maybe their malaria program will start on the 14th of October. That will be on a Thursday after the independence. So I think by Thursday we shall be in TG delivering the drugs and also actually starting the program with them. Then they will continue testing the people and treating the people and submitting the reports. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we can see one of the primary schools already there. That's great. Yeah. Yeah. So many pictures.
So, are those pictures posted somewhere that I can see them better?
Yes, on the Rotary Club of Yumbe WhatsApp.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so that's the Rotary sign there.
Yes.
yeah, please send that link.
Okay.
So Joyce, Joyce,
the
are you
project.
on WhatsApp?
Yes.
All right, then send me your Well, I think I know your connection, but send me your connection, your WhatsApp number, and I will add you to the Rotary Club of Yumbe. I think I can. Maybe Gloria has to. I don't remember.
Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
Chris later
Thank you.
helped me too.
All right.
Yeah, so those were the pictures of yesterday.
Those are beautiful.
Yes.
Can someone explain to me why some people call Rotary lottery?
It's a
Must be happening.
problem. It's a problem of language in Uganda. Some tribes cannot pronounce R. For example, they think my name Royce Gloria is a mistake. They call me Lois Grolia. So they interchange R and L, especially in central part of Uganda. And I saw it in that email of the Dr. Iga David. He has written Rotary as lottery.
My friend in Kitale does the same exact thing. He calls it lottery.
I think it's
Lottery.
a problem with the Bantu clans. They cannot differentiate between L and R. They interchange L and R.
Well, it also happens all over Asia. Frequently, rice is called lice,
Yeah.
and they are different. Pardon.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Madam President. It is your program.
Yes, thank you so much. I think we have really enjoyed this meeting. Time is against us. It's already time up, actually 5 o'clock. So we are going to say bye. We need to adjourn the meeting and go for the next program. For me as well, I have to start moving earlier because I have my legs, I'm like disabled. Limb by limb. So it's not easy. Therefore, we say we have come to the end of our meeting. We need to adjourn the meeting. Before we adjourn the meeting, let's stand up and say our final toast.
Good to stand.
My name is Dawa Aziza. I give you Rotary International. Rotary worldwide.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aziza. We have come to an end of the meeting. The meeting is adjourned. Let's meet again next Wednesday, timely. Thank you so much, everyone, online and also in the August house. We have appreciated your importance. Thank you for supporting us all. Thank you. Meeting closed.
Thank you all. Have a good week.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Chris, safe flight back tomorrow.
Thank you. All 16 hours. Thank you.
Chris, safe flight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awadi fo ambogo.
Before, inshallah.
This was a good laugh for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Adugaro.
Okay, I will close the meeting.
Thank you.
Joyce, just to tell you, I went
Yes.
to Delos and walked until I dropped. Ruins everywhere. I
Yes,
don't know, 50 acres of ruins.
yes. Yeah. So wonderful experience.
Yes, astounding
Wonderful.
things.
Do we
Yeah.
do we have an idea how much the trip would cost, the bus trip, to connect the two groups of women?
At least several $100s. They would need to rent a mini bus. How many people can you handle in Yumbe? We have 180 people, 30 from each of 6 villages, and each village has 2 master farmers. We could send one from each village plus the director. It would be 7. With the driver would be 8 people. Would that
And it
be
would just be
possible?
no overnight? They can go over and back in one day,
Probably not. It's too far.
so they'd have to have an overnight as well, and meals and all those things.
So President Lenny Christine, would you be able to give a place to sleep and food to 7 or 8 people for 2 or 3 days coming from Gulu, the AgroLink Women's Empowerment Group?
7 to 8?
7
7 to
or 8.
Yeah.
7,
So,
8.
8
7
people.
or 8.
Good.
Okay,
The driver,
Yeah.
we still need to discuss. We will get that feedback.
Okay.
Yeah.
what was the answer?
Sorry, didn't hear. Please say it again.
We need to sit with my members and discuss it, and then we shall give you feedback.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Accommodation and feeding, good.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank
Wonderful.
you so much. Should I end the
Hey.
meeting now? Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, in the background is a brick making machine and young men making brick from earth with a little bit of cement. This is in Achiba village, close to the office where President Lenny Christine is.
Chris,
Yeah.
if you can get me if we can figure out getting me access to the Yumbe Club website, I can have my club choose photos every week as it happens. That would be wonderful to have an ongoing site.
Yes.
Either yours.
So what we would need is somebody to join WhatsApp and what the phone number that they join WhatsApp with. And then we can invite them to the group on WhatsApp. And if they accept the invitation, then they see all of these photos. Obviously, the past couple of days, I have not been looking at the photos, so I missed the signs. But when I looked, I saw them.
The school photos and your brick making. I just will tell you now, John Wall is the person that does this. So I think you met him. So let's get that link. That would be wonderful.
If you would have him send me his WhatsApp phone number, so it'll be the cell phone that he joined WhatsApp with, then I can send him an invitation and have him join the group. And the same for Joyce.
That will be wonderful. Another member of the club, very involved.
Excellent. Excellent.
The last question.
All right. Thank you so much, President Lenny Christine. It was
Thank you.
a delight seeing you all.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Have a wonderful week ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.